Welcome to Heathrow Virtual ATC X Learn to Fly Training Program. This short video we're just going to go over briefly the instruments that you're going to be using throughout your pilot training program for the student pilot. As you can see, we're in the Cessna 172 SP, just taken off from Bristol International Airport. So let's have a look inside the cockpit here now. And there are several different instruments that you're going to learn throughout your training. We've got quite a few important ones, some semi-important and that, but you'll use all of the instruments at any given time. So first off, we've got the airspeed indicator, which is located here. The Cessna 172 typical airspeed for cruise is 100 knots. Takeoff and landing speed is between 55 and 65 knots with 10 degrees of flaps. Next up, we've got the heading indicator, which is located here. Gives us our heading, whatever it may be. At the moment, we are currently on a heading of 070, which is roughly east. Next up, we have the VSI, or Virtual Speed Indicator. This will give us our reference of how fast we are climbing in hundreds of feet. As you can see, we got 500 feet, 1000 feet, 1500 feet. The aircraft, for this particular aircraft, will only need to really climb at about 500 feet or descend at 500 feet per minute. So next we have the altitude indicator, which is located here. The small hand, which is this one here, measures in thousands of feet, and the big hand in hundreds of feet. Remember not to get too confused with this, otherwise you can have your altitude incorrectly. Also with the altitude indicator is the altimeter. Now the altimeter is basically an instrument that gives us readings of how high we are from sea level. You can press B on your keyboard to set it automatically, or you can use this little button here to set it manually yourself. Next up, we've got the vertical and horizontal indicator. As you can see, you've got the blue section, which indicates the sky, brown section, which indicates the ground. Now the white line in the middle means that we are with the horizon and level. Depending on your speeds will depend on if it's level or not, and when obviously coming for landing you'll never be level. Also, it has the turn indication sections, which is located here on these small dots on the top of the blue going around in a circle left to right. These are basically the instrument that you will use when you are turning along with the heading indicator. You have a 10, 20, 30, 45 and 90 degree bank turn. Now you only need to use the 45 and 90 degree turn if you need to get out of the way of a building or an incoming aircraft. Usually the Cessna, you only need to use 20 degrees of bank, but you can use 30, but during your training you will mostly be using a 20 degree bank turn. So these are mostly the instruments that you will use here. Next up we have the VOR1 indicator, which is for ILSs, which you will not be learning how to do in this section of your training. But there is a short video that explains how to use it if you would like to. Next you've got the turn coordinator, which very simple, just tells us about the turn, not pitch information though, okay? The ball stays in the middle, then your turn radius will be 2 minutes left or right, 10, 20, 30 degree bank turn. Okay, next up we've got obviously the fuel flow and some other instruments, fuel gauge, temperature and so on. At the bottom here we've got the lights. Typically the aircraft will always have the beacon, landing light, strobes and nav lights on. Then you have the pedo heat for really bad weather. You know, you don't want your tubes freezing up when you're on flight sim during cold weather. You won't know how fast you're going. Next you've got your flap indicator, which is 0, 10, 20 or 30 degrees. Like I said before, the aircraft normally lands at 10 degrees with flaps at 55, 65 knots, but you can use full flaps. Next up we have the trim indicator, which is located here. Trim indicator is very important, and your trainer will bug you lots about using your trim, as the trim will help stabilize your aircraft in climbs, descents, help you with the turnings, and help you maintain straight and level flight. Next up you've got the control configuration for the autopilots and the com1s and navs. We will be using them during your training, but not at this present moment in time. As you can see, the autopilot's on for the demonstration of this short video. The other short videos, the autopilot will be off. I am aware that most people like to use the autopilot, but during this training you will learn how to fly an aircraft manually, and you will become quite skilled in it. So, thank you for watching this short video, and I hope it's explained a little bit of what we're going to be doing here. Use the other images and information on the website along with the other short videos, my apologies. That will help you during your flight, and good luck. If you have any other problems or any questions, you can reference yourself to your profile using the special link your trainer has given you, or you can contact your trainer directly by the email address that they have given you, and he or she will be able to sort you out from there.